Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with our Norsca campaign. So, we've been dealing with a lot of incursions from multiple sides. Unfortunately, we are going to lose Drakenhof Castle, which, well, it was bound to happen, so we have to just keep at it. We are pretty much defendable in most sides. The only problem is just making sure that we can keep alive. We've been dealing with the border princes unfortunately expanding, but that should not be a problem after a while. Now, given our new circumstance, we're going to have to move some armies out. We've got 3 armies down here at the south, as we have been dealing with the Talian and Estalian forces.
Seeking, destroying.
It's not worth it to attack just yet with these forces. We're going to see if we can do some damage, and we're going to bring Frog down in order to deal with the issues that are arising here. So let's see what we can do. Oh, that's very interesting. It seems there's an Estalian force right here. So we're going to have to try and deal with that. Let's try and get rid of these guys.
Enslave the Southerners. Despoil.
Unfortunately, the border princes will expand, and there's pretty much nothing we can do about that. But we shall not worry too much. What we do have to bring is a force up to Kislev, because most likely, once we do lose Castle Drakenhof, the dwarves will try and attempt to move forward. The plan stays the same. We need to move down and take Estalia, to which Frog can then defend from Tarabo, and Wulfric can make his way north. We are fighting on all fronts, and we do not have that much money, but we'll have to do with the best we can, essentially. We have Lightning Strike now, which is cool. And soon we can start working on some upkeep. But once again, we are pretty much held. Let's look at our armies. We do have a nice amount. Apparently we have one down here in Castle Drakenhof. That's pretty interesting. But he's not going to live. He's not. We have to see it in that retrospect. So how about we try and retreat up to Drakenhof?
Chieftain of the tribe.
Not Drakenhof, Kislev. Hey, we can lose some lands. It's happened. You know, the fact is we have to play in tactic mode, so we can lose a piece of land, gain another one, and so on and so forth. Until then, we'll do some damage on the Estalian capital and see how far it will take us to regain some other lands. See? It was pretty much known that they were going to do this. And that's fine. That's totally fine. We're going to lose a bit of income, though. The dwarves will be the last faction we'll deal with. And unfortunately, Archaon has just been beaten. Obviously, the Everbaby had to charge out by himself. This is fine. But unfortunately, they've come with a second army. No matter, as Frog will quickly deal with them. Now, let us see how we're doing over here. Because obviously Archaon had to run. No, he got beaten. Which is fine. We have a lot of abilities here with Chaos. As long as they don't die out, we're fine. And we can see that they're still bringing in tides and tides. So that's pretty much cool. let's start moving back and hope that we can survive for a bit. So let's bring him up here. He can actually come back, so we don't have to deal with these guys. If we can make them run, that's fine for us.
Absolutely not. I refuse.
Once that's safe, we can bring this army out and obviously do a little bit better with them and use them to our advantage. But unfortunately, for the time being, we are going to be quite stuck. We don't have a lot of money. We are actually in negative income at the moment, but it's not really an issue considering the amount of gold we actually do have at the moment. The raiding is a bit of a fuck off, but let them do as much as they want.
I will not obey.
The Imperials will probably try to expand a bit. My reasoning is to work down through here. Once we have a faction, once we have one army, just one army, that's all we need. In Tarabo, we're pretty much golden for the time being. Then I'll be able to move Wulfric up and we'll just sneakily get rid of the Wood Elves. At this point, they are here for a reason, and we might as well just get rid of them so they don't cause any problems towards Chaos. After which, we'll work our way through the Empire and smash our way down. Wulfric is the perfect person for that, considering how well we've got him geared. Well, geared and in terms of troops, too. But this is obviously a little unfortunate. Hopefully they will move back, and it seems that they will. I can fight these guys together, that's fine. If they attack me through here, I'm going to have to retreat because they do have quite a good gear. And unfortunately, he might be able to cause me a problem. I can fight two armies, I just cannot fight a garrison. They've got some range. We might be able to actually fight it, considering the pure amounts of... We do have a lot of javelins, and that's because obviously we've been using them for various things. But we do have a decent army. Most of them all gold. We might be able to fight them back. Wulfric himself is pretty well geared. He's not the best, but he is able to do something. Now let's move our other forces up so we can't forget them.
Overrun the world.
He's almost at Kislev to protect the lands, so that's pretty much okay. What we will be doing is, after we have Estalia, we will be preparing these armies, actually, and moving them down to actually do some damage towards the settlements over here. The Wood Elves are not expanding, which is good for us. The sooner we can get rid of them, the better. They have a full garrison, though, so we have to be very, very, very careful. We have a Marauder Chieftain who's finally leveled up for the first time, and that's actually the guy who's defending our border to Bretonia and Estalia. Late game, what you want to do is focus on smaller factions. Get rid of the ones that you know will be the least of causing problems. So if we can get rid of human nations, that's a lot of potential to get rid of the Empire. That's worked out in our favor. And apparently a horn is going off. I don't know what that's from. I think that's one of the cruise liners who have disappeared.
Absolutely
Well, not disappeared, but well, they will be disappearing if they carry on doing that whilst I'm doing my bloody Let's Plays. Anyways, let's get rid of these guys, shall we?
Wiping them out! Killing at last! Prowling!
Alright, at this point, we'll want to get rid of the Estalian force.
Rid them! Out of my way! I eat my enemies!
That's one problem solved. Unfortunately, it will take us a while before we actually get to these guys, but with this we can now start repairing and guarantee us some more income. These guys will be suffering attrition damage soon, so we can actually relax for a little bit. I will be spawning armies in both forces, one in Kislev and one there. We are fine at the moment in this location. How are our allies doing here? Unfortunately, not too well. The main goal is get rid of them, and then eventually, once we built up, send Frog up. It seems that the Wood Elves are doing some damage versus the Dwarves, so that's actually kind of good for us. Let's see what you're doing, mate. Yes, you are fighting the Dwarves, which we can use to our advantage. If they have no interest in colonizing, and they have interest in more destroying, that works in our favor. If we can get rid of some random Orc forces, wow, that's very interesting. I never usually see Belagar at Karakazor. We can actually do a lot more damage. So at this point, let's just not worry too much, and let's get ready to head out. A few more turns and we've done our damage here. We'll have gained a lot of ports. We've gained pretty much all of Bretonnia at this point, and we can start focusing on building up our free armies, really, more than anything, and retaking Altdorf to become our rightful capital in the old world. We don't have to worry about the Empire regaining lands. And the Dwarves will be moving back a little bit. They have to deal with the Chaos Incursions, which are attacking pretty much everything. As we've just seen, they have destroyed a city. It looks like the Talians have not moved, which is very odd to me. But I will not complain, as obviously this works out in my favor. If they wish to gain me land, I'm good with that. In a turn, they'll do enough damage, so Frog can now take his rightful place, sorry about that, in Torabo. That was the plan. Now, there is a Talian army moving up north, which is very interesting. However, we do have a nice little amount of troops there. We will start recruiting very soon in this location. Until then, we're going to get some public order, get the next garrison, and hopefully build something to get us some income. It can be quite unfortunate considering that where we are, but right now Chaos is doing its job. It's getting rid of all the factions we need to get rid of. And we have 2 more armies up here. Hopefully they'll spawn some others so we can keep getting Chaos invasions, and that will help us out a lot. So let's see how we go through here. Wow, okay. That was unexpected. We're finding ourselves now with a capital, which is good for us. Now we've just got to hope that we can keep this going. Unfortunately, these capitals do not grow much, so we won't be able to get that much public order. Mind you, we do have a bunch of things that we can do. So we got here, let's see. We'll have to focus on that, but we do get a nice amount of income from here. So let's actually move up to here. And let's get rid of Tarabo. That will be the last faction, and then we can start focusing on other problems. At this point, we are going to have to build up a slight bit. So let's start focusing on getting some public order and some growth, as public order is very useful here. And we pretty much are defended in all sides. We've got decent there, pretty decent there. We just have to keep alive for the moment. Unfortunately, with our allies being destroyed, this does present an issue for us. And we don't want Chaos to be wiped out of the game, because obviously this might cause us more problems than good. So Frog will stay down there, and Wolfric will have to run back up with a surrounding army, so possibly with Faustus, and we will not fight. Ooh, now they're not liking the fact that we're fighting with Talia. And it looks like these guys are coming down this way, so let's prepare something. Looks like we can't. Right, well, we have a decent amount of garrison, so let's see if we can actually hold them back from there. I'm assuming that Frog will be able to reach without a problem, so let's hope. While the Warriors of Chaos did help quite a bit, they unfortunately have been charging in like psychopaths.
Seeking jewels.
Unfortunately, mate, I will not be allying you. Right, there's a Beastmen faction, and we're going to attempt to ally them, considering that they are agents of chaos after all. We're going to have to wait one more turn before anything changes.
Where's my next?
But I know that we could possibly reach.
Advancing.
Nope.
Embarking. En route.
Right, we'll have to wait one more turn and then we'll be able to move out. It's a bit unfortunate. But given where we are, we should be fine. Where are our Chaos allies? There. To which they have not gotten another. So that's a bit unfortunate. But now we do have some money. So let us build up a force up here. Which are going to be very expensive, unfortunately. What about here? Can we build something here?
Tribesmen, gather.
We're going to get rid of the skin wolves. Because they are cheaper. And at this point, we need cheap units. We'll build some marauders here to keep a defense up. Our allies in Chaos are having a few problems. And it would seem that the Beastmen want to cause us some issues too.
My ice age comes. I'll have a crack.
We'll build that up first, because we know that will be more useful.
No escape.
We'll get rid of this.
next?
And now we're going to start moving up with Wulfric. Ah, Kazrath, why are you breaking my heart, mate? I am trying to help you out here. See, military actions against the dwarves, he actually dislikes that. So how about we work on a defensive alliance? I can give you money to prepare yourself. And if you can join war against the Empire, that would be very, very useful. I'm going to have to give you more cash, aren't I? Right, we'll try with a moderate. There we go. Thank you very much. And now let's give you a war target. These are nothing but beasts. And beasts are under control from Norsca. Wulfric commands the beast as he commands the barbarian. Now it's time to head here. We did take a massive income hit there, but it's worth it at the end. Our allies, the Chaos armies, are down there, so let's hope they can do some damage. And they don't seem to actually be moving out, so let's hope they do within a few turns, or else I'm going to have to turn against them. Until then, let's move up and let's deal with the enemy that is appearing in all fronts.
I eat my enemies.
I will be moving Frog out very soon, but I do want to wait a few turns first. Just out of pure paranoia more than anything. Let us see how our allies are doing over here. Unfortunately, one Chaos army was lost, but we do have another there. We do not have any Chaos armies spawning, which is very concerning. But we'll hopefully have another one coming up very soon. That's good news. Our friends are moving out. They're mobilizing towards them. That's just been confirmed by themselves, which obviously does help us out. Now we're going to start leveling up Tarabo, and let's start moving in.
Hero flesh. Time for a feeding. What is he?
We can actually, because this is a capital, so we can actually get a little bit more. Now, I am pretty sure, yes, we can get a lot more money. And that means that we can actually afford more troops. So that will have to be next turn. But until then, let us get some public order and some growth, because obviously that's going to be very useful for us. Wulfric can now move, and I see that we do have a friend up there, so we are going to take advantage and prepare ourselves for a battle. We'll raid up. No need to raid, actually, so we're fine.
Not likely. I refuse.
I see the Wood Elves are trying to expand, which, you know, fair enough, they can do so. But our target right now is the Little Tilians, which will be causing us too many problems as it is. In terms of recruiting, we cannot just yet. Actually, we can, because we've captured the capital, so we're going to start building up something here. A war mammoth would be cool, but unfortunately they're very expensive, and I do not want to spend all my money on expensive troops. Especially since we do lack. Now, in the next version of the Let's Play, where I shall be playing as Wintertooth, we will actually betray the Chaos Gods, which will get us a lot of cash. But until then, we do have to be very careful. Now, the Tilians will probably try and recruit, and they'll probably try and take a city. But that's perfectly fine considering where we're going to be going. At this moment, we have to take advantage and hope that the dwarves will practically stay down, the Chaos Warriors will not kill themselves, and that we'll be basically ready to do some damage towards other factions. Now, as we can see, they're kind of holding themselves off, so what we're going to do is we're going to ambush.
My ice age comes. I knew it. World scourge.
And the plan is to take out their last city in hopes that they will not be able to build any more troops. This was the wrong building, wasn't it? Yes, this was my wrong building. So how about we get rid of this and build up. Sometimes we make mistakes, guys. It happens. I am only human. He needs one more turn and we can start making some new troops. Now we can actually get the Secrets of the Coin, which is going to help us out a lot. And then finally, we'll be able to get a nice little income boost. Unfortunately, I believe... Oh, no, they're still here. So as long as they're willing to do that and keep them busy, that's fine. Unfortunately, the Empire is expanding once again. So building these armies up was a very good idea at this point. Once Talir is gone, that's one less that we'll have to worry about. As you guys can see, we've taken a nice boost to our income, which is obviously very welcome in these trying times. So let's start building up. We will have to spend quite a bit of cash, but it will be worth it at the end of the day.
I eat my enemies in my gullet. I'll have a crack.
We have managed to secure ourselves in Talia, which is obviously nice and helpful. Now we're going to have to hope that they will capture the castle down here. So let's move up right here in the pretty much halfway point and hide out. Once they do that, we'll be able to smash them out. Given our recent issue, we shall build 2 troops here. 2 troops here. 2 troops here, since we do need some melee. And finally 1 troop here. Another Chaos Invasion has just popped in, which also leads to our advantage. They seem to be going down for these guys, which is cool. Let's hope that our allies downstairs, the Beastmen, are actually doing their job. Unfortunately, we are losing out on quite a bit of land. And this is mainly because we've been dealing with, obviously, buying troops through other means, which is quite expensive. But it is worth it in the grand scheme of things. Wulfric will be going up after we've dealt with Talir anyway, so we will be dealing with the Empire from multiple fronts, I hope. Fair enough.
Challenge? Your man gods and
This is understandable considering what was happening. They are suffering quite heavy losses. I know we can take them out, so let's do so. I'd rather be done with them now and not have to deal with them later. It is unfortunate given the circumstance at the moment, but now that we've captured a bit more land, we should be better. Let's wait for everything in Talia to kind of upgrade a little bit, because obviously we do need these things to happen. And then afterwards we'll move out. And they are spreading now. So let's hope our friends here in Chaos can be able to deal with an issue. Let's see. Fastus has leveled up once again. So let's get him some growth, because we'll be taking over lands. And the fact is, some growth will actually do some good. Sorry, Fastus. I'm just making up names as we go along. Oh, okay, that was fast. Normally an event happens, which leads me to think that something's here. Apparently they're coming down here, which is fine, I guess. If they want to do that, that works for me. Let us move through here so we can take some regeneration in. The Wood Elves have been destroyed by the Dwarves, it seems. They do have some capitals left, so let's hope they can destroy Karak-Izor. I'm not too worried about the Dwarves coming from here, because at the end of the day, they're just pretty much going to kill themselves.
Slaughter the sheep.
Right, so we've got a few troops being built all over the place, so we're kind of okay. If these guys want to deal with anything down there, that's perfect for me. Let's just build this up, this up. Get some more public order in, and we're going to start moving out. I'm a bit disappointed that the fact that the Wood Elves are dying, but I wanted to use them for a little bit, but unfortunately this is going to happen. Now, I don't want to deal with the Border Princes just yet, mainly because I know that they'll be coming from all sides, and I would like to keep my forces relatively prepared should the worst come to happen. So once Wulfric is up here, we can then turn on the Border Princes down there and have a nice force defending these sections of land without any worry in the world. Someone's just leveled, which is cool. You're in Kislev and you're getting close to getting Lightning Strike, which works perfectly for me. We just need 2 more levels. With that, we'll at least be a little bit more secure in Kislev should the dwarves decide to come up. However, given the fact that they've taken quite a bit of damage, I think they'll be recovering for a while. Even though it's very unfortunate that these guys are dying out. But we've got some friends coming to Altdorf, and I would like to take Altdorf back. Even though we have the technology revolving around it, we will also need Altdorf for an extra boost of income. See, that's perfectly fine. And now we've got some upkeep for the moment, which is good because we can get some more money. Obviously, we need all this for the cash. which is expensive. These buildings are not made for becoming money smart for us, and it does kind of suck a little bit, but that's fine. Faustus will stay up there for the time being. Wulfric will make his way up. I'm not sure where the Beastmen are, and it's unfortunate that we can't see them, considering the fact that we are bloody allied with them. That's fine. And how do we go here with the chaos?
Yes. Bow before he who wields the slayer.
Right, well, you guys are okay. I know that this is a dwarf faction being raided, or, well, sieged, really, by the Wood Elves, so let's not poke the belly of the Wood Elves. Let's see if they'll survive a little bit. And how are we doing up here? Better than expected. Hopefully you guys can attack Balthazar, and I'll be a little bit more secure. Let's just build up another troop up here. It does really suck that we do not have access to faster unit buildings, but we are okay. So let's just keep positive about this, because we're about to get Altdorf. Or should I say in about 2 turns we'll be moving out. Around 2 turns, more or less. I do want to build up this location before we start moving out, because this is our foothold to the Badlands. Our second Wulfric, because apparently they all like having the same name, is now leveled up, so we're going to get him some upkeep reduction. Anything does help. They can raid this all they want. Even with their small force, they won't be able to afford anything, so we're okay. The good thing is, we can get a little bit more income, some more public order in this location, so that's perfectly fine. Let's bring up... Oh, hello, Beastmen. You finally started doing something, I see. So let's bring you up here. You can regenerate here, and then we can start dealing damage against the enemies of Norsca. I see Malagor is in charge here, which is very weird. You'd expect someone else, but let's not complain. We're going to get a nice amount of units coming in now. Unfortunately, we won't be able to afford that many new ones. And look who's here. Preparing yourself, I see, little dwarfies. See, I was not paying too much attention to them, but apparently I should. Let's deal with this. And we're going to try and sneak them up here. This army needs to come down now, just in case, as I am not trusting these dwarves. They're being very sneaky as to coming down with armies here. Assuming... No, that's not Balthazar. Balthazar has disappeared to somewhere else, it seems. And it would seem that our Chaos Forces are able to siege this place unattended. That is very, very odd. But no, the dwarves will have to die now. This is an unfortunate reality of things. So let us create another hero. Let's hope that we can hold for a bit.
Challenge undeniable.
Actually, let's hunt. At this point, we'll need to hunt. I'm not trusting the dwarves whatsoever, and unfortunately, they are coming with forces on all sides. I'm hoping that this tactic does work and does distract the dwarves for a while. I see Balthazar's there. Looks like he's not interested. Okay, I will willingly lose a city if it means protecting against the dwarven armies, which are coming from all sides. So let's be prepared, and let's hope that we can save a city of use to us.
Tribal fury. Madness. No.
Crossbones! Who's going to anyway? I see death.
Right, we'll call there. We have a little
I will not obey.
man to hunt.
Correct path. Spoil and ravage. Moving out. To the four corners. An unstoppable force.
Let's bring our forces together, and we should be fine here. Unfortunately, it looks like we'll have to focus more on this side of the map before anything else. Redeem for time. Alright. We're going to end it here. This playthrough is now becoming more about tactics than anything else, really. Which does make sense. Now, I don't want to fight with the border princes just yet. And that was a very smart move on their part. We'll let them take it. Well, destroy it, really. See, I'd rather lose that than lose the actual city. So, that works on my behalf. They can do as much damage as they want over there. We are going to try and trick them to come down with a very hidden frog. And we're going to end this turn and then actually call it from there. But I wanted to try this out and see how we'd go. So let's bring down our allies. These two armies will be coming down together. The border princes are not a problem, and I am not worried about them. But if we can get rid of the Empire, we will have cut a massive hole in the map. I doubt they will invade Alt... Well, I doubt they will do anything to Altdorf, really. I doubt they're going to defend it, more like it. Because they will...
Impossible.
They will send an army, but we will have Altdorf where we shall be able to create some troops very quickly. I will build a small section so that we can. We don't need the most powerful of troops, we just need a decent force. If we can churn out a lot of marauders, we should be better off. Okay, let's see. Who are you guys fighting? Just that, it seems. Okay. So we're going to call it here. And then I'm going to try and make the Beastmen help us out in various other ways, seeing as we are stuck here. Were the Wood Elves fully destroyed? They are not. They are running around, it seems. Understandable. But I would like them to disappear for a while. The good thing is we do have a nice defense, and we just have to hold it out. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all again very soon. Adios!